Alright, we should be live. What's gaming gamers? It's your boy Olino, and I'm coming at you with even more Hearts of Iron 4, where we're checking out another new mod for the channel, Old World Blues. So, for those of you who have played Fallout New Vegas before, you'll know that Old World Blues is the name of one of the DLC for Fallout New Vegas, and it's the name of I'm sure there might be other Fallout mods for Hearts of Iron 4, but I believe this one is the largest and most heavily developed one. And yeah, we're going to be playing as Mr. House in New Vegas today. Let me send the links out. Mm-hmm. All right, so we can go ahead and check out. So I'll just go ahead and zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. So if you've never played Fallout New Vegas before, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, what the heck's going on here?" So basically, we're set in the western part of North America, so it goes down to Mexico and goes up into Canada and bits of Alaska. Um, yeah, so the main thing from Fallout New Vegas, there's the conflict between Caesar's Legion and the New California Republic about control over Hoover Dam, and there's also Mr. House vying for control of controlling Vegas himself. A lot of the other content has just sort of been added as either stuff that's loosely based on lore. So, for example, Arroyo, this is based on Fallout 2. And I think several of these other ones, like Klamath and some of the other settlements, I think that's based on Fallout 2. She, I believe, is also based on some stuff from Fallout 2. Lost Hills is based off of Fallout 1. And then things like the Divide and the Sorrows and the White Legs, that's all based on, and New Canaan, that's based on other lore from Fallout New Vegas, the 80s. The Rogue Rangers, yeah, so these are a splinter cell from when the NCR and the Desert Rangers unified. So it's sort of based on actual Fallout lore. Vault City, New Reno. But then you have a lot of these other ones, like, for example, Heaven's Gate. I believe this is a Fallout 5 reference. And you've got some other ones that I don't think are particularly based in the Fallout lore. They're just sort of they're basically just written in lore and stuff for other factions just to keep the map interesting. But anyways, yeah, so we'll go through. We got some early focuses for events, so you can read the event descriptions. For us right now, we have, so there are several things that are, we'll go ahead and put that on Securitrons for the time being for the production efficiency, but we'll want to go ahead and build some basic caravan equipment, some just basic weaponry and basic support equipment. We are going to be relying primarily on Securitrons, though. So the nice thing in Fallout, you'll notice our manpower values are very low. That's intentional. There's very little manpower available in Fallout, but the division battalions also use less manpower. But you can also build robots to supplement your armies. And spoiler alert, we're going to be relying pretty heavily on robots. Always a pleasure. And then let's get... So yeah, Old World Blue still has the old, you can build up to 10 infrastructure. We'll go ahead and queue all that up, and we'll go ahead and queue up. I think we want to build outside of New Vegas, because if I remember right, we get a bunch of stuff where New Vegas, we'll get a bunch of free building slots and everything in New Vegas, so we don't really want to build there. Interestingly, you've got this disparity between ballistic and melee weapons, so you can either invest in melee weapons, or you can invest in ballistic weapons, and then those split out from energy weapon, or well, ranged or melee, and then the range split into guns versus energy weapons, and they have a little bit of a difference. So you can see energy weapons, if I remember right, give you more hard attack. Yeah, they give you more hard attack and less soft attack. And guns have like a little bit higher reliability, and energy weapons are a little more expensive, and the actual resources used are different. So that's just something to keep in mind. They've also got these different tech levels. So, for example, uh, will be restricted. Like different, like tribals tend to be restricted to only basic technologies, and they can't advance to intermediate. Whereas intermediate is something like the NCR probably has intermediate, but something like sophisticated is restricted to advanced factions with advanced technology, like the Brotherhood of Steel, to get say power armor and whatnot. Go ahead and do some of these other attacks, but yeah, it's also this is similar to other mods in that it's more or less a complete rework. We also still have to research doctrines the old-fashioned way. For those of you who don't know, that used to be how you research doctrines. Interestingly, also, we can do these research to make robots cheaper, but we also lose the number of recruitable population we can recruit. I think they've messed with these modifiers a little bit, but we'll hold off on investing too heavily in those for the time being. Have our vehicles and our support equipment. We can go ahead and do some enforcer equipment or division training time, extra reliability. Sure, we can do that. And we'll have some other unique stuff that pops up in a little bit here. And we'll go ahead and do a quick debug smooth to turn off frame smoothing to get a little bit extra performance. So right now we haven't we're gonna get a bunch of events that are gonna through these 7-day focuses. They're basically gonna tell the story of what House did in preparation for the nuclear for the war in 2077, the nuclear war. Okay, and here's the caps update. Uh, So yeah, we've already played with caps before, but I'll go ahead and show the tutorial for you guys just in case you're curious about getting into the mod and want to know the cap system. So basically, the way the cap system works is we have a certain amount of caps available. So we can't do any of these because we don't have enough caps. But we can acquire caps and then spend those caps to get certain things. Or we could end up running caps deficit, which is going to be a problem. The income is primarily from two sources. It comes from flat income, which is via our economy laws and stuff, whatnot. And then there are economic codes, which we get, and those manage trade. Yeah, so you can suffer economic instability. I'm also going through this because I haven't played Old World Blues in a little bit, so. Good for me to get a little bit of a refresher. Your troops currently cost 0 bottle caps. Number of states levels 1 through 8 can be increased by approving, while levels 9 and 10 require economic development, normally rewarded through decisions and focuses. Yep, so you can set up trade routes, which we'll do. I think we can do that right at the start, but we'll see. Oh, maybe we won't do that because it costs political power. Yeah, and then there are organizations you can use to buy equipment, and I think you can also sell equipment to them. Tutorials, a brief overview and episode to keep the system as possible. Help tooltips are available for all major caps windows. Sure, we'll enable the tooltips. Judgment Day. There is only ever one constant in Vegas, and it was change. I was almost fully prepared. This is House talking. I was almost fully prepared to prevent the apocalypse from touching my desert jewel, but without the platinum chip, I could not stop every missile. We could either get, ooh, they changed this. It used to be like 4 civilian workshops. Well, I'd rather get more building slots, so we'll get the 3 arms workshops then. I think, yeah, costs are still about the same between the two, but incomplete OS. Yeah, also because House couldn't stop every missile, he was thrown into a coma and was unable to do much for, I think, like basically 200 years. Like it's relatively shortly before the NCR arrives that House has set up Vegas the way he does. So yeah, these are where we can interact with. Ooh, get factory output. Interesting. Oh yeah, and then we have this tourist trade mechanic with New Reno. I usually don't mess with this because I feel like the AI cheats with that. Faced with a painful choice, we're using an older, very stable version. I believe I used the one, so we get a bunch of division organ research speed versus extra soft and hard attack, but reduced division organization research speed. So I use the stable version. I'd rather get the extra research speed. Plus 19%, not bad. The 3 families. Ooh, this is interesting. So we get an option between the 3 families. So we have to open the Ultralux Gamora on the top, so we get choices between them. So we can get the chairman or the kings, the Omertas or the Great Khans, and the Fiends, basically, or the White Glove Society. So we can pick between those. Change our recruit and deploy tab. Don't need these guys to be elite. So yeah, this is the organization marketplace where we can sell or buy things. Am I not seeing the caps menu? How many caps? I thought that was here, but this is just Uncored States. Am I missing one of these? They haven't messed with the off score. So there is still, in addition to our regular doctrine, there is like actual land and naval doctrine stuff we can unlock with experience. So that's something to keep in mind. Huh. Well, I'm sure I'll figure out how to open the caps menu eventually. I know you can do the economic node is like right in here. So we can start. So we can go ahead and promote node. Do we have to spend political power? Yeah, we do have to spend political power, so I'd rather not do that right now. Well, it's probably worth to get more money. Yeah, so that costs 20 political power. Oh yeah, because I think there's a little bit of a delay doing that each time. The 3 families. Before the war, Las Vegas was City of Dreams. You shall become the shining jewel. So yeah, I'll just get events now for picking up the other ones, but I can go ahead and grab New Vegas. So what I like to do, each one of these, so the White Glove Society gives you big economic bonuses. I'm going to check to make sure. Okay, so they have nerfed. A lot of these were minus 5% consumer goods factory malices. So those have been nerfed. the Fiends give you some big war bonuses. So you get increased recruitable population factor, increased division recovery rate, increased division attack, reduced resistance target. The false con, okay, yeah, these are the big warmongers. So you can get the false con, which is a big reduction to war goal time. Okay, so that helps improve the stability. And then you get some extra division. I always hate focuses like this that just give you a couple extra divisions. Like that's largely meaningless. So you get some stability and war support, and you get 2.5% reinforce rate. Whereas the Omerta is more economic stuff, so reduce stability but increase 10% production efficiency cap. That's really good. Reduce consumer goods factories is really good. Some factories and building slots really good. And the tops, I wonder if they change the Kings. The Kings are, again, more building slots for the outer Vegas areas, so Jacobstown and Ruby Hill, whereas the Chairman is more factories and you get a civilian factory speed bonus. So I think I want the extra. This is like 8 building slots you get added versus the 2 building slots and 2 arms workshops you get. And also you get different advisors for these. So if we go into, say, economic advisors, so we can do White Glove Society, we get Philippe. The Kings, we get Pacer. Nero, we get from the Omertas, so more production efficiency cap. That's in addition to the production efficiency cap we get from our Spirit. Duke, we get energy cell gain. This is energy cells are basically fuel. So you can see energy cells, they replace oil. Jessup gives you a little bit of production efficiency base and some factory output, honestly not super good. And Swank gives you stability and reduced political power costs for changing some of your laws. And then same thing with cultural advisors. You can get the King, stability, war support, construction speed, which meh. Marjorie, which is political power gain, which is really nice. And Benny, which is intel network strength, which again, own operative detection chance factor. So if that gets down to minus 100%, can your operatives just never be detected? I don't know how that interacts with I don't know how that interacts with like counterintelligence and whatnot, but I really don't use spies all that much, so that's why I like the Kings, is that plus 10% construction speed is nice. So I generally do Marjorie, the King, and New Vegas to get that extra 5% recruitable pop. And then Pacer for more political power, Nero for production cap, and then we'll get Philippe. But I don't think that Philippe will I'm not sure what this supply efficiency exactly does, because it's not supply consumption. You'll also notice we have some other stuff. So we have like major businesses and stuff we can recruit. So all this stuff, we can have 3 major businesses. One of them's Robco. So big bonus for our robots. But we also have like Navy designers and whatnot. We have different chem laws, slavery laws, press, and then like division training, officer training, all this fun stuff. We'll get to all this stuff as we spend our political power. So don't want to inundate people too much. You'll see as we play, but I just kind of want to show you those advisors to show you why you want to pick different reasons. Economic growth, excellent. And you can also just turn this off if you don't want to. But I like this because then this lets me know that I should be able to go in and promote node again. Not node upgrading. Is it upgrading again? Huh. Yeah, reopening Gamora. Oh, and then there are war advisors that you can get. So military high command, yeah. So you can get the false con, which gives you reduced justify war goal time, or motor runner. So you can only get these obviously if you do great cons or fiends. So that's another one to keep in mind. So just another thing to be aware of. But yeah, we're gonna go with Slitherkin. So yeah, we get the Omertas already, which are minus 5%. So we're at 32% consumer goods. So Yeah, we get a big stability rate, big reinforce rate, or bad stability, big reinforce rate. So, like, you get big reinforce rate, but reinforce rate really isn't that great. So, for the Omertas, now, the big thing with the Omertas is that reduced recruitable population factor. We already have a drop in recruitable population factor. Oh, did they get rid of Jewel of the Mojave? Jewel of the Mojave used to give you a reduced recruitable. Oh, it's a flat amount of recruitable population. I see. So I thought that used to give you recruitable population factor. That might make things a lot better for us. But yeah, we'll just have to take that minus 10%. The consumer goods and political power and whatnot are very much worth it. And again, we get better bonuses for these, getting more reduced consumer goods. Reopening the Ultralux. Same reason we want to do the white gloves. Again, another minus 5% recruitable goods versus the fiends, which again, big stability hit. And again, especially when you're getting these division bonuses on core territory, I just really do not care for those. Because you're usually going to not, if you're playing the game correctly, you're not going to be fighting on core territory a whole lot for the most part. So yeah, we'll get the them, and then I will still go with the Kings. Oh, and then the Kings also, there's a fun thing you can do with the Kings when you, later on, if we get to it. The reopening the tops. Yeah, and also, I mean, oh yeah, so another thing, Benny. So you get daily political power, but you're taking a big recruitable pop hit, losing minus 1% recruitable pop, whereas we get stem stability. And again, that daily political power gain, we can basically offset with Pacer, and the king will get the construction speed. So again, if we really wanted more political power, yeah, you could do the chairman, but I think at the end of the day, the king's worth it. You'll see also we have Ruby Hill, and interestingly, we can build like a decent. We'll end up being able to build a decent number of buildings in this wasteland state. That's something to keep in mind. And you can see the population is not insignificant. Like, okay, Jacobstown's like 13K, but this like 300K or 300 does matter more. Good attempt to include all of Vegas. So we get 3 building slots versus extra infrastructure. Problem with Vegas, so we start with 12 unlocked slots. And then we're going to get we have 12 unlocked slots, and then we're going to do work as needed to get more max factories. So we should be able to get up to here. So that's going to give us an extra 60%. And then we're going to get, I think we get a bunch of other extra building slots. Basically, I don't want to unnecessarily put in building slots. We're going to get building slots from somewhere else. So yeah, we get, that's off map, 2 off map. Ooh, recruitable population factor. That's nice. I thought some of these give me factories in New Vegas. So Jacobstown, Jacobstown, Jacobstown. Huh. Maybe they fixed that, because that was annoying when you would get too many factories in New Vegas. So maybe you don't. Maybe you don't get all those factories in New Vegas. Two off map. Kickstart Vegas. Okay, that's another 3. I think you can get more from Vault 21. So at the end of the day, I mean, how much does infrastructure even cost? Are they okay? Yeah, it's still 3,000 infrastructure. So 6 times 3, 18,000. Oh, okay, this is actually the same amount of production. We'll go and take the building slots. We can always build more infrastructure. And getting the extra factories early will be really nice. Enjoy your time on the Vegas Strip. I guess the infrastructure gives us construction speed, but Yeah, let's go ahead. I forget if I want to rush the Ultralux first. Yeah, so I can get the extra political power. Old Authority. So we really want to do Platinum Chip as soon as we're able to. Daily political power, so we are going to lose more political power from that. Yeah, we'll go for the Ultralux first, I think. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, I guess the Ultralux. Yeah, so this gives us more building slots. Yeah, so a bunch of these give us more building slots in New Vegas. So yeah, but some of them build in other states. So you can see because we took the two -5% for consumer goods, we're already down to 22%. I think we'll end up going to well-equipped army. This is usually what you're doing. Uh, so then that'll get us down to 20%. So that'll get us down to 12% flat. And then we can get another. We'll get another -5% from this -2.5% and this -2.5%. So we're getting pretty close to 0% consumer goods. And I think economic miracle, yeah, we get another -3%. And then, of course, as we get our stability up, we can get that even lower. Because we're going to need a lot of factories, guys, because Securitrons are really expensive. Oh yeah, we're also going to want to build some of these command bots. I forgot. These guys are important. So robots, unfortunately, they have pretty low organization, you can see. And I believe if you look at the doctrines, the organization for robots, yeah. So as you do these, the organization for robots can get or tank platoon. Okay, I guess that's just you. Basically, by specializing your army, you end up incurring malices towards. You end up incurring malices for your. What's the word I'm looking for? Go ahead and eat the research speed ahead of time because that's only 1 year ahead of time, and that'll get us more overall research speed. Basically, robots have poor organization, so you want to put the CNC support bots in because those give a big bonus to organization. Kind of annoyed I can't see my caps easily, but we'll go ahead and begin it. You want to begin a scavenging program. You can get some nice bonuses from scavenging programs. I forget, how do you pull up the caps menu to see the number of caps you have? Thought it was in here. I mean, can we see? It doesn't show us how many caps we have currently. Oh, it's this thing. You gotta click on that for the caps ledger. There we go. Now we can see how many caps we have. And again, we're gonna want to keep promoting our node because that's gonna get us a lot more money. And then we're also gonna want to start a trade route as well. Scrap bicycle. We're gonna want a couple guys on a factory on scrap bicycles. The main reason being these can be used for scavenging to make our scavenging more successful. So that's a big thing we're gonna want to do. Let's see if we can go ahead and begin a trade route. Because that might be a more efficient use of our political power. Yeah, the downside of North Phoenix is we're probably going to end up at war with Caesar's Legion, but we get a good number of caps if we go ahead and form a trade route. Wait, hold on. We have available routes 1. We have another one we can do. We'll do the Boneyard, I guess. Oh, I guess that over route. Oh, it's to from. Okay, I see. Because so somebody already made a trade route with us, so now we both got a trade route, and we'll just promote our node again. Money shouldn't be an issue for us as New Vegas. Oh yeah, and then in my experience, I think, did they change the Sky Reavers? I don't remember the Sky Reaver territory being set up like this. But what we're going to want to actually probably do is we're probably going to want to focus on dealing with the Sky Reavers, because I played before, and the problem with New Vegas is there are only so many factories you can fit in New Vegas. Oh yeah, we want to do our industry one. Oh, and then the other thing is this gives us more recruitable pop as well, doing work is needed in addition to the max factories, which the recruitable pop will be very helpful for us. They have changed up the mod some. Like, the mod has been updated since the last time I played. Not like a huge update, but still can be significant. Yeah, so you can see if we add a CNC attachment, we get a big bonus to our organization. You also notice, though, in the templates, the number of battalions you can have has been reduced. You can only have a total of 15 battalions. So that does change things up somewhat. Another thing to note is these divisions heart attack is much easier to come by in Old World Blues, and so is air attack. So that is something to keep in mind. It can make things very difficult trying to field a lot of airplanes, because the divisions will just always have air attack, and because they always have air attack, they can always shoot down planes. Now, granted, in vanilla, you've seen as we played vanilla several times, we've gotten a great bargaining chip. Yeah, sure. As we do vanilla, the AI is much more likely to build anti-air, so it's not as significant. But it is something that was the thing that really got me in the mod. Like, coming from vanilla about 6 months, a year, or like a year ago at this point, when the closed air support was super powerful and the AI was never building anti-air, and you could just build some cast planes and absolutely demolish the AI. And then coming to Old World Blues, where every single division has a good amount of air attack and your planes will just get shredded. I actually wonder, I haven't played this, I think, since they added the air designer. Okay, so there's a little war for the NCR. So yeah, so I don't know if they've switched to having the plane designer. I assume probably not. I think they had the ship designer, though. I don't think they had the tank designer. Yeah, if they don't have the tank designer, they probably didn't have the air designer. And I just don't mess with this tourist trade stuff. Like, it's just not worth it in my experience. You can end up with like a few thousand tourists, but you end up spending a lot more than the AI does. Or you end up spending a lot more, and it's something you have to micro, and it usually doesn't pan out. Political bribes. That can be worth it. Resigning bonus. Lift tax on luxury goods. Yeah, so I like to do this one. Which I think we have the caps for. Oh yeah, we have plenty of caps. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do invest in small business, and that's going to get us much better construction speed, especially counteracting that minus 30% from our economy law, which we're going to want to switch soon. You'd also change your division stuff, changes the division org and whatnot. Our experience. Okay, so here's the thing with the followers of the apocalypse, okay? If you make them, they actually give you some good benefits if you let them into your territory, but if you make them too powerful, they really do not like it when you go to war, and if they're too powerful, they will give you some serious malices. So I generally let them in, but then I just do not interact with them at all. Because if you interact with them, it'll make them more powerful. You just let them do their thing and don't deal with them. And as long as they have like a low level of power in your country, they'll give you some small bonuses, and they basically don't hurt you at all, which is a pretty good deal in my opinion. Volatile cat market. Cha-ching. Reward bottle cap factory. Caps income minus 20%. I think we want the caps. What could possibly go wrong? Because, I mean, what even is our income? Minus 20% for about a year. What's our total income? We're probably making about 100K a quarter. Yeah, I think this is absolutely worth it. Especially since we have some plus cap income modifiers. So, you know, our negatives are just canceling out that -1. Train Mongrel basically works as military police. Let me check the industry ones, actually, because there's a lot of industry and agriculture stuff we want to do. Yeah, so we want to do agriculture. So this appeal to refugees, this is also interesting. Old World Blues has a refugee mechanic. I'm not seeing it currently. It'll happen once like more wars start happening. But basically, when wars happen between states, refugees will flee states at war, and so you can get additional manpower by accepting refugees. Now that can destabilize you to an extent, so yeah, you got to keep that in mind. I think we'll go ahead and take Marjorie early on for the big political power gain, and then we'll or we could change our it's 150 to change our mobilization law. It might be worth just waiting for the 150 because that is minus 10% consumer goods, and we also get rid of that destruction one. So there's our scavengers. So yeah, you could see some wars. So Lanius's cohort. You'll see a lot of wars happen at the same time as people do their focuses to get their wars. The cause. Oh, this is interesting. I think they changed the way the cause works some. The Washington Brotherhood, not scary at all. The Brotherhood of Steel also has some interesting mechanics. Like, basically, all the members of the Brotherhood of Steel are in, like, a pseudo... They're not in a normal faction. They're in, like, a pseudo-faction, though, where they can kind of interact with one another. I think sending volunteers and also sending equipment, which is pretty interesting. Again, they don't form an actual faction, but it is something that's pretty cool. I would say it'd be really fun to try out in multiplayer, but last time I tried Old World Blues in multiplayer, it didn't go very well. The performance was pretty bad. But that also, you know, they might have changed that recently. Oh yeah, that's right. We have to get Marjorie to progress down the White Glove Society. We can go ahead and just do Old Authority to get some more political... Oh, this will actually reduce economy law costs. Beautiful. So yeah, we will go ahead and grab Marjorie then, because we'll want to wait for Old Authority to get the extra reduced political power cost. And we'll get more political power with Marjorie. But yeah, overall, it's pretty interesting. So in Mexico, you got some interesting stuff with Tlaloc, however you say that. And he's got his different personalities like Santa Anna. And then he'll have other personalities that break free when he, as an AI, fails. You have the Texan Brotherhood from the Burned game. But yeah, I think Old World Blue is a very, very fun mod. Although it can be frustrating, as you will see. We need 16 motorized vehicle. Does bicycles count? I assume so. I guess we don't have any bicycles yet. Yeah, we don't have. In fact, I'll take one off Securitrons and go ahead and start making bicycles. So, because scavenging with vehicles, I think we have a 55% chance of success where it goes to 60%. And it... Wait. The Old World... What's the Old World Blues? This actually increases the chance of Deathclaws eating our team. I don't know what Old World Blues is, but I think that's actually okay. That's interesting. I never noticed that it actually increases the very bad failure chance. Never mind. We'll just send out manual prospectors then. Huh. I think you can eventually send them out with tanks or power armor or something. But I'll go ahead and do this one. It's only a 37-day tech, so try and get the stuff that's not politically available. For us, we don't really have wars to do. I think the Mojave Brotherhood can do an early war with us. But I think they have the... Actually, no, they have the Treaty of New Vegas. Yeah, signed in 2274. So yeah, we have to deal with that. Let the money roll in. Yeah, so we get a little bit of economic development, which is fine. Which, speaking of which, we'll go ahead and want to promote our economic development anyways. Get more income that way. First citizen Lynette, so this is in Vault City. I don't think we're going to want to do these other ones. Political bribes will be useful, I think, so I'll probably do that right before I want to switch my conscription law. Yeah, okay, then we'll have promoted the node all the way to level 10, so we won't need to do that anymore. Excellent. Promote a node to level 10, hooray. Oh, and Old World Blues has their own, like, achievements you can get. Oh, did it start save? Oh, yeah, I think they updated Paradox so it saves progress between mods. Because that was the thing for a while, it wasn't saving achievement progress between mods as you played. That's good, at least. Tours. Yeah, so unfortunately, so we have to deal with... we'll have to resolve with Mojave Territories, which they also updated Oliver's portrait, which is nice. Yep. So we get the follower apocalypse, take a little bit of political power hit, but we get a really nice monthly population hit, gain some stability, lose some war support. That's overall pretty fine. I hope that doesn't impact our conscription law or our economy law. Yeah, so because we have current ruling party as ruler, we can just go up to our conscription, higher conscription law. What text do we want to do? I'd like to hold off until we've more stabilized our production. So we'll definitely want mongrels for military police, so that's definitely worth it. We got CNC robots, we'll keep doing this. We could switch to a different doctrine, but as New Vegas, you really want to go in on robots and particularly Securitrons as Mr. House. Don't know how many Securitrons I can actually build. How much do the Sky Reavers have? And how long would it take to justify a war goal? 295 days. I might have needed to have justified earlier. Let's go ahead and drop a save, though. They will start raiding me eventually, so it is worth it to just go ahead and justify on them and start preparing for that. Because we need to get territory so we can get more building slots and whatnot. Alright, we got Marjorie, so we can go ahead and do wealthy contacts. Got our extra research tech bonus. We'll go ahead and start having these decryption and encryption techs. Having an encryption or decryption bonus advantage gives you a little of something when you do land combat. And the techs are pretty cheap, so... Oh yeah, and since we have the Followers of the Apocalypse, we can do stuff like this, like request follower aid, get medical technology, ask them to set up settlements. Now, of course, this will make them more powerful, so you do kind of want to hold off on that if you are planning on going to war like we are. We won't really interact with them for the time being. A jewel in our crown, our governance makes us prospered, built towns, though flawed. Crown jewel, spectacular indeed. Nice. Oh, we have another node slot. Oh, I don't think this will cost political power. We'll go to the hub, create route, and we can create route with Shady Sands. And we're going to have a lot of income from that.
Welcome to the Vegas Strip.
Oh yeah, and then the traits are a little bit different. Okay. And unfortunately, I don't know if they changed it, but there are some really bad general traits you can get. So just keep that in mind. They might have changed it, but there are like some general traits where the general can only command like 4 divisions, and that is really frustrating, because you want to know what you can do with 4 divisions? Like nothing.
No violence is permitted on the Strip.
You can see you basically have like a bunch of the classic Fallout perks you can get. Supply consumption, ooh. So there is like robotics expert, which is a nice buff. So security robot, that's us. I think what we want is local leaders, good for the extra army max size. I don't think any of these give you reduced division, reduced terrain penalty. Yeah, so you can't get adaptable in New Vegas. So like, or in Old World Blues, they're like, it's too powerful, it's too dangerous. Which fair. I think we'll want to go with supply consumption to begin with. Oh, we can do 2? Okay, then probably local leader, actually. It's really nice having the extra army size. Yeah, these lead to like... Oh, Sneering Imperials gives you terrain penalty reduction? Oh, they changed that. Pretty sure that was something different before. Interesting. Okay. Either way, supply consumption is still king, especially in... oh, this gives us more reinforced rate. We want that. Especially because, so you'll notice, we cannot build roads. So you can't build roads and supply hubs in Old World Blues like you can in other Hearts of Iron 4, like in other Hearts of Iron, in vanilla Hearts of Iron 4 and other mods. So you're just stuck with the supply system the way it's set up. Which, they're pretty generous with the supply hubs for the most part, so that's good. But that is something to keep in mind. And then also, if you didn't notice, so there are all these major rivers, and these rivers function as sea zones that navies can operate in. So that is something to keep in mind. Like we could be navally invaded from different directions. So something to keep in mind. We're at 142. Let me go ahead and do political bribes to see what that'll lower the cost of our remote. Okay, 109, so we can get there pretty quickly. And that'll be really nice, because again, that'll be another minus 10% to our consumer goods, and we're going to get another minus 2.5% for abandoning cannibalism. Again, like 5% division attack is just not worth it. A lot of these options, I feel like, yeah, if you want to like role play them, sure, but like banning cannibalism doesn't make too much sense. Oh yeah, and also if you want to topple house, you can topple house to either install the king or install Benny. I think actually Benny might be able to get cooed, actually. Yeah, I think technically if you side with, I think you might be able to get overthrown. So yeah, you do yes man. Yeah, so this puts Benny in charge. I think if you side with any of these other thugs, though, you might end up with that family taking over, but I'm not 100% on that. And then, yeah, we want to go ahead and do abandon cannibalism. We'll be able to change our motorization law, or our mobilization law, economy law. All right, well equipped army. And yeah, that gets us down to 12%, and we get rid of the minus 30% modifier we had before. Oh, and House has a 10%? Oh, I didn't realize House had an infrastructure and civilian industry bonus. What is even the lore reason for why House would want this Khanate? All right, let's do. Oh yeah, you could also get like special techs, which get put on like these unique techs and stuff. I forget if scavenging allows you to up your technology level. I think there is a way to up it though, either via scavenging or something else. But did we find anything? Did our scavengers find something? Well, I guess we can immediately start sending out a scavenger a little bit faster because we have scavenge with vehicles as an option. Yeah, so different people go to war. They're basically trying to unite their regions. Yeah, so the Guardians are another Brotherhood of Steel faction, fighting the Rogue Rangers. Interesting. But we got crowd control gear and mongrels again. We're crowd control gear. Go ahead and make that. There's a chance we need it. Mongrels will definitely want. Okay, so technically the cons do end up reuniting. Yeah, House is a much slower one because basically a lot of the stuff involves interaction with like basically House doesn't really get going until 2281 when the platinum chip is supposed to arrive, but we could still do some wars via manual justifications, which is what we're gonna do.
Please, do not stand in the fountains.
All right, we'll work on Gamora. go ahead and get medical chem support. I don't think we'll really need it because we're going to use so little manpower as house. Ah, that's unlucky. That one of those had to be put towards our consumer goods. It must round up in favor of consumer goods. You only have like 12 factories total, and 2 of them have to go to consumer. I guess what, 11? I mean, that would be 9%. No, because 1 of 11 would. Yeah, so it must round up. Interesting. I never really noticed that before. You get some army experience gain, which would be nice. Extra supply consumption, always nice. This damage to garrisons is also going to be really good. So another thing, you can just core by spending political power. You can also just core territory in New Vegas once you have, or as any state, once you have enough political power, which is really nice. Gamora, I'm gonna want. I have to have. Uh. Oh, yeah. Okay. I have to have Nero active to proceed on Gamora, so that's fine. And again, we also are getting production efficiency cap from Gamora, which is really good. Forget if we need another scout kit, but I'll go ahead and put a factory on it. Oh, do we not have production? Wait, does the National Spirit Gamoras not give production efficiency cap? Omertas. No, okay, so it's just you. It's more of our research. A mighty step into the future. Oh, a bonus for robotics. Nice. We will use that. Well, let me see what other. So there's medical company, which gives you more population, which, Equipment, explosives, robot manufacturer. Unfortunately, we're going to be using security robots, so those benefits won't really help us. Yeah, now you're using power armor, so we're probably just going to want. Oh yes, thank you, Bard. Yeah, I like playing these mods, and I realized I hadn't done an Old World Blue stream, and I was like, yeah, because I also want to do a New Order stream, but the problem with New Order is that the gameplay is very unconventional, so I'm worried it's not going to be as interesting to stream. A lot of times in the New Order, I find myself just fast forwarding, but Old World Blues, I was like, oh, let's do it. Also, I had a coworker talk about how they were interested in Old World Blues as a Hearts Fire and Formant, and I was like, well, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and just do a stream because this is one I'm used to playing before, so I can. I didn't need to spend a bunch of time studying this before. Unconventional how with the New Order. So the big thing with the New Order is you don't really ever fight. So especially as a lot of countries you can play as, you never fight wars. So some countries that have content, like Ireland in the New Order, you literally never fight a single war in the game. I think that technically there are some fail paths that can result in a war, but like when I did my Ireland playthrough, we can at least try. When I played as Ireland in the New Order, like there was no war or anything. It was all via just focuses and events and picking decisions, and it's very narrative heavy. In a lot of ways, playing the New Order is a lot more like playing a choose your own adventure book than actually playing Hearts of Iron 4 in terms of the actual mechanics. And also a lot of the mechanics are based around the New Order economy system. So again, if you're watching Hearts of Iron 4 because you're like, oh, I want to see my uh uh my boy Olino, I want to see him get some encirclements or destroy some divisions or make really powerful divisions that are really devastating or whatever, or paint the map his country's color. You're not doing that in the New Order. Now, to be sure, there are countries that have a lot more warring, um, Russia has a lot of wars. The United States can send volunteers to a lot of proxy conflicts. Those can also be frustrating when you're playing those, depending on how stuff's going. So, they're, like, it's still a fun mod, don't get me wrong, I have fun, but I just don't know how interested people are going to be in actually watching it, if that makes sense, because there's not a lot of warring and stuff like that. Whereas this one's got a lot more, like, traditional HOI stuff. So yeah, we lose 9% division order, but we get 6% and reduce minus 12% supply consumption. Ooh, that's pretty nice. I think that'll probably be worth it. Ah, that extra resistance target's pretty killer. Yeah, extra resistance target, I don't know. I don't know which one of these is interesting. You know, one thing's that you're going to want to make sure you build up your compliance. Oh yeah, another thing. So yeah, interestingly for the way the garrison laws are very different in Old World Blues, because basically you can do things like wasteland pacification, which actually let you build even more compliance faster, but you get even less resources out of the state, and you have your divisions are going to take a lot more damage, and the number of garrisons required is going to be much larger. So we're probably going to want sporadic outposts for the time being, because we do not want to have that. Minus 20% damage to garrisons is also pretty nice, because assuming hardness also modifies it, we're going to be using our Securitron divisions, which have almost 50% hardness, and then we can also get militia leader Mick, yeah, which is another minus 25%. So that's pretty good, which will reduce damage to our garrisons. Probably gonna want to do that because we're going to need to be conservative with our Securitrons early on. So I don't think we can invest in going whole hog wasteland pacification. Also, this will give us more value out of our states in the short term. And I'm not sure how quickly. We might be able to build compliance faster doing some other things. Okay, now this is a decision I always struggle to make. Do we want quality or quantity? The problem with quantity gives you a bunch of these factory output bonuses, which I don't think are super good, versus, say, maintenance support units get a bonus, the extra breakthrough and soft attack, the extra hardness, the extra armor. Yeah. Minus 2% reliability also. Yeah. I think the quality is better. And I do know a subscriber requested doing the Ottoman Empire in a, is it a New Beginning mod? I have the mod subscribed to, and I will play that, but it's late in the day. I had to run errands and stuff today, so don't have a ton of time to play today, so I didn't want to get bogged down with learning a new mod. But hopefully, my goal is to hopefully play that next weekend, assuming I'm still in a HOI sort of mood. If not, we might end up doing some Crusader Kings or something else. We'll see. Okay, this one, I think I can afford to do this one. This will get a minus 15% recruitable pop, but it'll make our robots cheaper, which will be nice. So right now you can see it costs 23.88 production to make a Securitron. So we'll see that drop when we start. I forget if we already have a modifier to security robot production cost. Yeah, so minus 2.5%. I think that's the only modifier to security robot production. But basically, you remember stacking those additive modifiers is really good. Because remember, on a relative basis, the first 5% on a relative basis is a 5% reduction in production costs. But if you get another 5% on top of that, you're going from 95% production cost to 90% production cost, which on a relative basis is actually a 5.25% production cost reduction. And then, of course, if you were to ever get down to 0, you'd have infinite production cost savings. So, pretty valuable thing. We can go ahead and go to lifetime pensions because our cap expenses for our troops is so minimal. And then we're going to want to save up because we're going to want to buy the Omertas. How are we doing on our justification? So it's another 3 months for our justification. So what I'm going to do, you'll notice he's got a lot more divisions than we have. So we're going to go ahead and build some outposts. Forts are nerfed to an extent in New Vegas, so that is something to keep in mind. Can I not? I keep clicking the... I don't know why it keeps clicking the division. Okay. Go over here, guys. There's one downside. It can be frustrating with these mods when they make these really small provinces. Let's go ahead and build some of those outposts, which will help us, because basically when we initially declare war, we're just going to be holding them off. So I do think this was how it was before, but I didn't have a huge front line with Sky Reavers. I think they changed that in like 4.0 or something. Go ahead and speed up to speed 5. Yeah, so this is the air tech. The big thing we want are the monoplane attackers, I think, are the big ground attack ones. Yeah, so again, it's interesting because like a lot of stuff has different like ground attack, like your rotary engine bombers, which are more your strap bombers, those still have ground attack. There's the assault airship, which has a ton of ground attack, but these are incredibly expensive and they will get shot down a lot by AA. So in my experience, the monoplane attacker with the ground pounder modifier, that's more the way to go. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and do motorized flight. Because we want to go ahead and get some of those going, because early on, nobody's going to have any planes to contest airspace with us, so that'll be nice. And then, do we still have the effect of political bribes? So conscription law's cost is cheaper, so we'll go ahead and just do up our conscription law to get more recruitable pop. That, like, 10% caps modifier means nothing to us. There's some stuff about Mexico. We'll go ahead and research bomb gliders.
Enjoy your time on the Vegas Strip.
They changed our priorities, yeah. Christopher Wright secures power. Oh, wait. Hold on, is that the guy who can do the fail path? Oh, it is. So this guy has a path in New Reno, if I remember right. Where is it? Where's this guy's path? Yeah, so he can do this and let the super mutants can end up taking over New Reno. Which I forget if that always happens. I'm pretty sure it's under that guy. But we'll see what happens. New national focus. Right, we've got to select Nero. Which again, plus 10% production efficiency cap. Very nice. Extra resource gain's also nice. That's another thing with Vegas. You end up being really bottlenecked by resources, which is another reason to go to war and conquer stuff. And I should have prioritized building the outpost there, but oh well. There, plus 10% research speed. That's something. Happens with vehicles. Mojave territories declared war on the Mojave Brotherhood, so that's something from New Vegas, where they go to war to try and take Helios 1. The NCR and the Brotherhood go to war. Probably want these mobile logistics supports, because that gives us our supply consumption reduction, which can be important. We are just rolling in caps. What's our status? So another month, and then we have our war goal. I may have screwed up a little bit. I don't know. I think we can beat the Sky Reavers eventually. I just hope that we're tough enough. We'll go ahead and start working on more research speed. Look at that, plus 36% research speed. Alright, granted 10% of that's a temporary modifier. Another thing is we can always just shrink our economy and whatnot to try and recover more resources, but obviously we're going to take research speed, factory speed, malices, all that fun stuff if we do that. Building provides twice the value than outposts. I don't know about that. Also, I guess the third... I guess once you've built an outpost, building a bunker is better. I thought... It says minus 8%. But it says it provides twice the value. I don't know about that. I mean, either way, I guess it is better. It is just better building a bunker than a third. What if they must have changed the hitbox or something? Because there's no way. I do not remember having this much trouble in vanilla doing stuff like this. Okay, so let's drop a save and see how bad of a mistake I may have made, guys. Actually, we can wait till our bunker's finished first, because once fighting takes place, you know, it can't, it won't finish. Which also, what is our occupied? Ooh, we're using militia now. We want Securitrons to be used. I guess I may have... probably only need the one tier bunker. If you set up another production line, you can save a little bit of production. I'll roll over. There you go. Go ahead and queue up max. Why not? I can always just cancel it. Alright, we got the level of bunker. Let's see if this actually works, as the game claims it does. I'm suspicious. Hey, let's see what happens when he attacks us. He might not, because we built a bunch of outposts, which is fine if he doesn't. We just want to be at war. Oh, hey, here's our refugee assimilation. So yeah, you can spend political power to increase assimilation, which then gets you more manpower. Yeah, let's get those. We really want those arms workshops. Vision recovery rate, high consumption, and reinforce rate is good. Go and get the military theorist so we can start getting... Oh yeah, that actually would be good, because we'd be researching our doctrine faster. So we can go ahead and get that guy. I will get some army XP, which is always nice. We'll go ahead and invest in small business again because it's just really good having that construction speed bonus. We have this war propaganda to get more. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna have those war support malices for casualties. Well, we should have very few casualties because we're using so many robots. This one sucks because you're taking such a big weekly stability hit. Basic training appointments. Mobilize the people. Yeah, same deal. Don't really want. So war propaganda is the big one we'd want to do. But we need 100 political power for that, so maybe not. Ooh, extra weekly stability. Very nice. Surprised we haven't had any prospectors eaten by death claws yet. Oh yeah, that's another thing. We can get like these robot perks, which are going to reduce robot supply usage, increase their organization. Siege of Hidden Valley. Okay, so they just completely overwhelmed the Mojave Brotherhood. Sometimes I've seen the Brotherhood actually win that. But the Brotherhood just cannot handle Caesar's Legion well.
Please, do not stand in the fountains.
I'm trying to justify a war goal on them. That would be expensive and take about a year, but that might be worth it. The White Legs are a lot stronger, but they will also go to war with us eventually. Or maybe Grabber territory would probably be better, because they have far fewer divisions. Maybe if I get the political power, I'll justify them. Of course, we are risking the Grabbers, we are risking the Grabbers getting annexed beforehand, but I think it's a risk worth taking. Oh, R.I.P. the Chosen One. So the Chosen One, if you guys didn't know, that's the protagonist of Fallout 2. Forget, is this one of the ones where I need to research the air? I might need to have the air one on beforehand. So we might want to wait for that. Oh yeah, we'll go ahead and grab like maintenance support and whatnot. Those will be helpful. He should get enough troops. I'm going to see if I can bait him into attacking. If I move some troops around.
Please, do not stand in the fountains. Enjoy your time on the Vegas Strip.
Okay, what if I move like all my troops out? Will he start moving?
Please obey all weapon laws.
Yep. So we should be able to trick him into attacking now. Yep.
Strip secure.
This is great. Now we can actually do damage to him. Well, this is going to be silly, but... Guys, when has something being silly ever stopped me from being silly?
Please obey all weapon laws.
We can just do the same thing again and just all our divisions out, bait him into moving. Yep, and then that procs a new set of... Oh, I canceled really quick. Bummer.
Enjoy all the Vegas Strip has to offer. Strip secure.
I do want to build up some more divisions. We need to be careful because we barely have enough security robots. So I really can't afford to be taking a ton of security robot losses testing him as a result. So, okay, what kind of attack miles do they have? So they have a minus 48% from 4, which that province has.
Innocent visitors, please disperse.
3, which should be 24%. But he's attacking from 2 directions, so that's going to drop down by 1. So that's minus 16%. So then each bunker's giving 16%. Okay, oh, fair enough. Seems to be that math checks out. And you'll notice his fielded manpower is much higher than us, not just because he's got all those divisions, but because his divisions are all, actual people, and ours are robots. Go ahead and do special forces, because we got a tech for it. I'm gonna see how well we can do. What terrain is this? Hills, desert. That one's much better for fighting. We wouldn't take as big an attack malice. He's got so many divisions. Ugh.
Enjoy your time on the Vegas Strip. Please obey all weapon laws.
Try and move my divisions in here, and I'm gonna just try and attack him a little bit. See what happens. Yeah, I can't be. That'd be too many security robots to lose. Which, how much? We've lost one security robot so far. So that's the thing. The numbers are a lot smaller in terms of the amount of equipment and whatnot. Not just because we only have like 6 divisions. So you can actually get like round off error can be more significant as a result. Can't do anything about the platinum chip yet. Could get another minus 3%, but we kind of need the political power right now, so I'd rather not take that minus 0.25% modifier. I'd rather get more building slots and whatnot. Also, we'll finish up that bunker, but we can prioritize our factories again. Which actually, you probably want to queue up some more factories in here as well. We want might actually need military factories also. We can work on that. Request build more military factories. They want 17. How many do we have? 14? Have some requests fill. Nah, not gonna do that. Wait, he moved divisions out. Oh, he might be having to worry about another war, maybe? I wonder. Well, if we move 2 divisions out, we might be able to actually take him now. We want to wait till we have the kings, because we can grab Pacer. Oh yeah, Pacer will give us even more political power. Nope, he's attacking us now. And then he quits. Lame. He's hitting him from rounding errors, actually. I'm curious. Because he might actually be losing, like, manpower, but we're technically not losing any security robots because of how little combat is actually occurring. Like, we do that. Yeah, that got him some casualties. Okay, we did lose some security robots, so... you kind of need to be careful about that. And we want to hold off on our political power because we want to get him and the king. I guess we could get New Vegas for the extra recruitable population factor. I guess we will get... Wait, what unlocks... Can we go ahead and get Pacer? No, we have to do the focusing. Okay, never mind. We'll save up to get both Pacer and the king, then. Go and get Dynamite. Cool. Do more scavenging. Saving our political power. Need to remember that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start justifying on the grabbers. There's no real problem if we're also at war with the grabbers in the future. I guess that used political power, but that's fine. How much experience is our general gaining? A little bit. We're not taking too much in the way of casualties. He does have more... Oh, that's defense, yeah. I mean, he's infantry. That's to be expected. He has more defense. Alright, kings. Yeah. Go ahead and get radio for more reinforce rate, and a little bit of coordination is always nice. Sure, we can lower tariffs. I don't even know how much money we're actually making from tariffs. Which, you might say, shouldn't you know that before you lower them? I'm like, nah. NCR victorious in Navarro. Status quo prevails. Okay, we'll try and break his divisions, but I don't think we'll actually try and advance into his territory. Because we'll take a decent amount of attrition if we actually advance. We'd much rather grab this because it's a supply hub. Let's see what kind of damage we did. So we lost 15 robots, but we inflicted... Okay, so we actually took 2 casualties, but he had 75. Yeah, we're probably doing decent. Go and send these guys, because you take a lot more equipment losses, if I remember right, if you actually break a division. Yeah, like, they retreat, and then they take those losses. Oh. Dang it. Okay, well, didn't really want to do that, but that's fine. They should provoke him into attacking us, though, which, being the defender, is much better. Logistics fulfillment. Vehicles needed. Convoys. What do we need convoys for? We don't have a coastline. What do we need convoys for? But yeah, so that's a much better equipment loss he took because we actually broke his division. I guess we could actually get encirclement if we take... Well, okay, so that's actually 2 provinces we'd need to take. Probably most of his army, though, that we could encircle. Go ahead and move another division in there, because we want to be doing as much damage as possible to him. Especially because he's got a minus, he's got a minus 25% attack penalty from the terrain. So we want to definitely exploit that and let him attack us as much as he wants. Oh, he's probably also attacking because we don't have any fortifications there. So that's probably why he's being pretty aggressive attacking us. So that will cost him dearly. Whole world ooh! Extra political power? Oh, that's pretty nice. This is really cool. I didn't know you could scavenge a bunch of this stuff. Extra political power is really nice. Okay, now we're doing a lot of damage to him. I mean, we're not losing that many security robots either. Oh, thanks for checking in, Bard.
Move along.
Have a good night. Hope your Monday goes well.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. I'll probably also be... I might stream for another half hour or so, but also got to be winding down because it is the weekday, or the beginning of the work week, for me at least. Grab Pacer, and we'll grab the King. Is the King also recruitable pop? No, he's just construction speed. Okay, stability and war support also, which is nice.
Innocent visitors, please disperse. Move along.
Oh yeah, let's get that free war support. Man, our war support's really not good. Ah, because the offensive war, that'll do it. Oh, division attack on defense on non-core territory. Well, that sucks. That minus 10% does
Please
suck.
obey all weapon laws. Always a pleasure. Strip secure. Vegas doesn't need your trouble.
Okay, so that's bad. When divisions break and retreat like that, they will take more attrition. And that's when we have a more severe problem.
Secure.
So, but we should be inflicting, I mean, we're inflicting pretty high casualties to him at this rate. I'm tempted to go ahead and deploy that division so we can get more combat out. Yeah, because he's maxing out his combat with. Yeah, let's go ahead and get another division deployed.
Please, do not stand in the mountains.
I should be able to send...
Self-control is a virtue.
My mouse pad is really causing me... Because is it... It's when my mouse goes onto the right side of my... Or on the lighter color side of my mouse pad, but... I don't know.
No violence is permitted on the strip.
Either way. So another thing to notice, you'll notice that the ratio of soft attack to hard attack is much higher in Old World Blues, because in vanilla this number would be like 50 and this number would be like 5 for early tier infantry. So this is where stacking hardness is much less important in Old World Blues, because all divisions are going to have a decent amount of hard attack. So, another thing to keep in mind. The same strategies that work really well in vanilla, you need to accommodate Old World Blues logic and whatnot. Do more industry.
Welcome to the Vegas Strip. Enjoy your time on the Vegas Strip.
Alright, there we go. Okay, he's finally seems to start to be slowing down some. The more troops we can put into this, also, can he not... Yes, he can't pierce the armor of our Securitron division. Oh, yeah, that would explain why we're doing so well. Bata pact formed. Do more agriculture. And I'm going to want to do some war propaganda so we can start getting our war support up. War support up.
Welcome to the Vegas Strip. Self-control is a virtue.
Yeah, we want war propaganda. Because, yeah, this is just weekly war support. What, 0.4? That's 20 weeks. So about 8% war support. Hey, 8% war support, I'll take it for 100 political power. Sure thing. Move those guys in there, move those guys in there. What are we doing on our Securitron? So, yeah, we're only losing 34, which isn't a huge number. And I mean, let's see how we're trading. Yeah, he's losing a lot of infantry equipment, which again, we could treat. I mean, we could also see exactly how much manpower is lost, which how much manpower does he actually have in reserve? Only 1 to 2,000, so he's going to start burning through his manpower pretty quickly. I'm not going to worry about building those for right now. Support companies use a lot more manpower, and again, we need to conserve our manpower.
No violence is permitted on strip.
ArcJet systems, interesting. So yeah, so this is where we go into research and we can see those unique technologies. Yeah, reward techs we've gotten. Robco Industries we just started with. ArcJet system. Oh, unlocks the corresponding pre-war business. Is that in air? ArcJet system. Am I missing something? I thought ArcJet Systems was in... Weird. Maybe it contradicts Robco? Ah, it does. So this is our... Ah, it's a pre-war design. Okay, I see. Ah, this would give extra ground attack and reliability to our planes. Unfortunately, like, Robco's probably better because we're going to be so heavily reliant on our robots.
Enjoy your time.
But that is interesting. Good to know about. We might get some better ones. I mean... Yeah, I mean, General Atomics would just literally be better because that reduced production cost is going to be better than the reliability, I think. Because... Average reliability... Okay, so we might conceivably want a maintenance for the reliability bonus. Potentially. Not sure. Also, we need 15 CNC bots, which I think we do not have enough CNC bots. 109. Yeah, that's not quite enough. I also don't even know that we're going to want the CNC bots because we go down direct control. The CNC robots get a big org malice. But our frontline robots get a big org bonus. Versus autonomy, which is factory output, experience, soldier losses, factory output, hardness, and armor. I'm not sure which one of these is better. Reduced defense. Reduced defense sucks. But you get what? Extra soft attack, some extra org. 5% coordination, that's interesting. That makes them more effective when they're fighting stacks of units. I think the Wasteland autonomy is better, though. The extra hardness, extra armor, I think that works out to be better. I mean, factory output will just mean more robots in general. Alright, yeah, his divisions are having a bad time. So I think we might be able to start counterattacking soon. Oh, let's scavenge with vehicles. Should be able to re-up invest in small business soon. Go ahead and move more divisions in. Again, remember, this can be a good strategy in Hearts of Iron 4. Let the enemy exhaust themselves. We're in no rush here. I mean, if we did capitulate him early, we could start getting more factories, building more stuff, getting more compliance, but we don't want to jeopardize our operation here. And again, by defeating him here, we're losing far fewer casualties than if we were the one advancing against him. You can already see he's having trouble re-equipping his divisions. Whereas we're not instantly re-equipping our divisions, but we're able to produce, you know. How many security robots are we producing? That's scrap. Need more scrap. Oh, hey, they changed it. I thought... Oh, I think it's a different one. So it's 8 for, like, regular metal, but, like, I think for some of these other ones, it's, like, 5. Yeah, it's 5 resources at a time. Again, another reason why you need to be conquering to get more resources is New Vegas. I think now... I'll wait for that province to launch it. Perfect. Now he's going to have the should get the multiple combat malice. Or not. One would think. Oh, they might not actually be in the combat. Right, because they might just be sitting there trying to get into combat. Probably gonna need political bribes for a while. For 100, I want Mr. New Vegas for the extra war support. And recruitable pop, because that's a big difference going from 56% recruitable pop to 61% recruitable pop, especially because we've got more techs that can reduce our recruitable pop. Oh yeah, security robots minus 2.5%, that'll be really good. Nope. Gotta stop. We don't want the multiple combat malice because that malice really sucks. You see, now that we're on the offense, we're taking a lot more losses. Investments fall through. Cut our losses. We got plenty of caps. Oh, we could get a new perk. Expert Hill Fighter. Probably would rather have Robotics Expert, so hold on. Let me see if the Robotics Expert actually works. Because some of these I'm suspicious of. So we're at Commander Skill plus 4%, so in theory this should go to plus 10%. Or at least this 86 number should go up. Nope, plus 14%. Okay, it does work. The system does in fact work. Oh yeah, and we're gonna, spoiler alert guys, we're gonna want like all the factories on security robots. Alright. Now let's go ahead. I think we have enough to put CNC robots in, which will give us a pretty nice buff to our organization. And a little, a very minuscule amount of stats. The big thing is the extra organization. Interesting. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Ah, shoot. I wanted a I need a separate Securitron garrison template. Alright, we should have more industry stuff we can research. Yeah. Production. Ooh, plus 7% production efficiency cap. Very nice. And we'll go ahead and get the extra 3.5% research speed. And there are the death claws. Remember how I said I was surprised death claws hadn't eaten any of our prospectors yet? Well, there it was. Yeah, so you can see we spent a lot more security robots doing that. I think we also took some attrition losses from that. I think you take just more attrition losses when divisions get knocked out of combat. We're going to just hold up and... Yeah, we need 93, so we're actually going to want to wait a little bit for... Oh, there's the battle for Hoover Dam. Now, usually I think the NCR wins, but you never know. Anything can happen. No longer getting effects full world political guide. That sucks. One of these is really good that I want to take a look at. Yeah, so this one's really good, the extra stability. But we want to not be at war. Actually, prioritize consumer technologies is also pretty good. Especially late game when research speed becomes much, much less important. Creating war support for stability, though, that's something you want to avoid. But this one, political power gain, expel riffraff, not really worth, especially for 100 political power. Alright, let's go ahead and buff our CNC robots. Ooh, he did force attack. That's a rough move, buddy. You start taking quite a bit of strength damage. Now, big thing is we want to watch this number, though. If this number starts going up faster, it starts going down, we're in big trouble. Because that means we're losing security robots faster than we can replace them.
No violence is permitted on strip.
Old World Wall holds. Port robot. I would like this one, because this gives a nice recruitable population factor. This gives us the minus 2.5%, but we need to do... Wait, oh, that only requires rapid response network? Oh, those land doctrine bonuses could be good. Even lower production costs, though. All really good. We'll go ahead and get the infrastructure, at least. And then, yeah, these costs go up, but go ahead and buff these divisions. So again, we want to move, like, we'll go ahead and move a bunch of divisions in there, because we move up... Because while the combat's proceeding, if we're not using all the combat with, moving more divisions in will cause him to take more damage overall, which will be very beneficial for us. So yeah, we just really want this. So again, we have our deployment, and we want our divisions to reinforce. Which, why are... Oh, it's because I have reinforcements in that at mixed priority. Okay, there we go. Alright, we will go ahead and just declare war on the grabbers. How long do we have for that? August 9th. Yeah, I will legitimately just forget. So we'll just be at war with them. Not like it could get worse. Okay, we have a bunch of stuff we could start investing in. Oh, right, I want the plane designer. So this one doesn't say it affects technology, so maybe they fixed it to where it's a passive modifier. Well, that doesn't really work for the other ones. I don't know how these work. Because for a lot of them, it's that, oh, this is in effect while you're doing your, this is in effect for the equipment you actually research, but I don't know. Infrastructure speed, industrial concern, 5% is not great. This chems legalized do reduce monthly income, extra breakthrough, recruitable pop factor. 3% recruitable pop. That could become important later. Okay, so outsider battalions, I think, is worth it. Because we'll get extra refugee assimilation, and we get extra daily compliance gain, which will be really good. Again, the extra resistance target kind of sucks, but we should be able to absorb that with enough Securitrons. Speaking of which, we're probably actually technically occupying. Yep, we're occupying that territory. What's the resistance target? 81%. These suck, guys. Well, we're going to want to build an intelligence agency to do Robco Human Resources. We're going to want an intelligence agency to help deal with this.
Strip secure. Welcome to the Vegas Strip.
That's really good because some of his divisions are taking... Actually, all his divisions might be taking crossing river penalties. H&H... Wait, wasn't H&H tool schematics a good one? So again, minus 2.5%, so it costs 22.66. That'll go down a little bit once we get that minus 2.5%. H&H is... it's just construction speed. Okay, that isn't as good as I thought. Oh, and we want to scavenge again. We can push across up to here along the supply line. So first of all, we could just exacerbate his supply issues. And we could also get some more more divisions encircled. We can at least try. Minus 9% division recovery rate. That does kind of suck, but that minus 12% supply consumption is pretty good. And this gives us a plus 10% division organization, so that cancels out that minus 10% division one. Military Academy officers. This one I'm like... I don't see a huge advantage. Another Mexico event. I've never actually played as Mexico in Old World Blues, but you get a lot of events for like major things that happen in Mexico and Texas and really every region. How much damage are we taking? So we have lost 1 Robco Securitron, 1 Scrapbot, so prefer to not have the... Let's go and get Militia Leader Mick to get reduced damage to our garrisons. Because should be taking... We're taking minus 25%, so this should get us down to minus 50% garrison damage. Should be pretty good. Oh, shoot. Can I give territory to the A's? God. I didn't realize the 80s were worth grabbers. Unfortunately... Well, this fortunately doesn't actually break the game. This just means that the 80s don't get to annex the grabbers, which... Whatever. Oh, they immediately started justifying again. Well, this time I won't justify on them again because, yeah. The 80s are pretty powerful. Yeah, the 80s are really powerful, unfortunately. What about the 215th? Okay. 215th's much weaker, so I guess I'll justify on them. Oh, wait, I can't actually... This is Wasteland. We won't have a border connecting to one another, so... the problem with the sleepers is... They don't have, like, it's a very small front. The move is probably actually justifying on the white legs. Especially before, yeah, they'll get guaranteed by the NCR eventually, so... That's the move. And they will declare war on us eventually. Hey, we could get, we can get Courier 6 as an operative, which we will use to help root out resistance, please. He's going to make a huge difference, but he'll help somewhat. And we're going to want to do... Yeah, you really want to invest in anti-partisan. Alright, we'll just attack. Okay, this division's easy pickings. We can get an encirclement of at least 3 divisions. Ah, unlucky. Alright, then we'll go ahead and attack these guys. And get these encirclements. I guess we're also taking attrition by advancing as well. Ooh, that's right, there are medals now. Obviously, come on, guys. I'll hold off for the time being, but we're gonna want that supply consumption. Wait, do they actually have a truce with the grabbers for... Oh, their truce should expire by the time they get their war goal. Okay, supply use minus 3%. So how much does that actually matter? There were 2. Oh wait, it could be different because it might be on the template level. So like this top one. 1.68. Did that actually do anything? Yeah, 1.55, so it does in fact do something. Cool. Yeah, we gotta import more. Okay, we do not need to be building these outposts at all because we have well advanced past that. So let's just build more arms workshops for the time being.
Welcome to the Vegas Strip.
Because we're going to need a lot of Securitrons if you couldn't tell yet.
Self-control is a virtue. Vegas doesn't need your trouble. No violence is permitted on the strip. Move along. Vegas doesn't need your trouble. No violence is permitted on the strip. Enjoy your time on the Vegas Strip.
Now we could basically just brute force hit him. He's taking enough losses. More reinforce rate.
Move along. Enjoy your time on the Vegas Strip. Enjoy your time on the Vegas Strip.
What else the rate of losses we're taking? So we're basically losing, like, what? What are losses? A couple Securitrons a month, it looks like. That's should be pretty sustainable. Of course, we're going to get more states, but I think we should be okay on that front.
Enjoy
Should
your
be.
time on the Vegas Strip.
It's so great that they can't pierce our armor. We won't have that forever.
Vegas doesn't need your trouble. Enjoy your time on the Vegas Strip.
Alright, let's go ahead and get this extra recruitable pop and monthly pop. I could go for
Welcome
that.
to the Vegas Strip. Always a pleasure. Welcome to the Vegas Strip.
More construction speed, always nice.
Enjoy all the Vegas Strip has to offer. Strip secure. Please, do not stand in the mountains. Move along.
Next time we'll be prepared. There's literally nothing I can do to change that.
Enjoy your time on
Oh, I guess I should go ahead and build a battle plan because we get the free planning, extra planning bonus. Aggressive AI, so the plus 10%. The plus 10% is probably worth it because we're going to go from what, 169. Because what's the alternative? This extra army XP? I don't really need that much army XP. as well bring all our Securitrons in to do a ton of damage to him all at once. By sending in more attacks, we do more strength damage, which he can't replace.
No violence is permitted on the strip. Enjoy your time on the biggest strip.
You know, garrisoning. Hold on, we might be able to
Your trouble.
get some free real estate.
Strip secure. Move along. Move along.
Interesting that they declared war. They're also justifying on the grabbers. Again, that's unfortunate that the thing kind of broke a little bit there, but consequence of player-led peace conferences.
Enjoy your time on the biggest strip. Strip secure.
I didn't even consider that that was something that could happen, but I should have.
Enjoy all the biggest strip has to offer.
Division recovery rate, division defense. I feel like supply isn't usually been an issue for us, so let's actually do the division recovery rate, I think.
Strip secure. Self-control is a virtue. Please obey all living laws.
Hold on, you might want to move more troops into the pocket we're creating. Yes, he does. That's always great.
Please.
Oh, and now he's reached his limit.
Enjoy all the biggest strip.
Oof. Wait, hold on. Shoot.
Strip secure.
Well, I guess I could take either of those and get the encirclement. I don't even know what you consider. Which one's the encirclement? Aaron Kimball elected president of the NCR.
Move along. Displacing. Please obey all living laws.
Still can't do platinum chip yet. Has to be on January 1st. And then probably want to do these other ones. Robco Reborn.
Strip secure. Move along. No violence is permitted on the strip.
In multiple combats. How foolish.
Please obey all living laws.
Got him.
Welcome to the biggest strip.
Alright, go ahead and destroy these divisions.
Please, do not stand in front
Probably actually also just go for getting Ooh, yeah, let's use that to get some extra research speed. Spend your research speed bonuses to get more research speed bonuses. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Pitching, what could go wrong?
Please obey all living laws.
I don't know what happens to the actual manpower when you, the house always wins. I don't know what happens to all the extra manpower in the divisions when you capitulate. I don't know if that goes back to the provinces or if that's just lost as if you encircled them. Port sanitation. Ooh. Add 3 building slots. Oh yeah, that's a really good investment. Yeah, I should capitulate. Yep. Take all states, baby. Well, we out justify 175 days. Now I'll justify beforehand. Also, when's our war with the White Legs? Wait. Oh, I never started the justification. That's fine.
Always a pleasure.
Ally with NCR, plays NCR, restore old world with technologies next. You can't ally with it. You don't want to ally with NCR as house. You can't do your They actually removed it. So there used to be a thing as house where you could do like still do the state of Nevada path. It's Mojave Alliance? No, that's setting up your own faction. I think they got rid of New Vegas's path used to have like a state of Nevada, but they got rid of it. Basically, the NCR will always go after. Okay, yeah, try to join the NCR. So you could try to do that as Benny, but otherwise, you're basically always trying to get independence as it's house. You have to do your own thing, but that's fine because can usher in our technological utopia. So we'll deal with the white legs because man, the white legs are. I mean, part of it's because the white legs have scripted content, but man, the white legs are tough. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to be in a position to beat them. 30 divisions. That's going to be tough. But we'll try. Oh yeah, I do want to use some of my power, so I want to duplicate Curatron Garrison, update, and we replace these guys with dogs, which should give us, yeah, very small suppression bonus, actually. Does this not give suppression bonus like the way... Huh. There's just flat increase to suppression. Oh, CNC attachment does also give you extra suppression. Ah, well. Chems also gives you suppression? Huh. Okay, well, Interesting. Interesting. We'll do dogs and change our garrison. So does that cause adding more to give a bigger bonus to suppression plus 9? So like if I add 1. Okay, so they just give a flat bonus. Huh. Weird. How much does it cost for me to add a bunch of robot platoons? I want the divisions to be bigger because then the more of the rounding error, because I think for a lot of resistance activity you have to take a minimum of 1 damage. But the bigger the division is, might start provoking like rounding errors and stuff. Oh wow, wait, the suppression. Hold on. Oh right, because I made the division so much bigger. Duh. Tourism season rolls in. I do not miss tourism season. Ooh, resistance target, daily compliance gain. Yeah, that's a good expense. Train solicitations, I'm less sold on. Which one of these do I want to do? How long until we get our war with the White Legs? Another 2 months. We'll finish Robco Reborn, but then I think I gotta call it for tonight because I do have work in the morning. Unfortunately, we get another trait, but good news, I can probably pick up this game on the weekdays. This is pretty straightforward. Probably fight the White Legs and then maybe the 80s, because the 80s are also a really big threat. Alright. Yep. Just save. New Vegas. Stream part 1 end. Alright. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Hope you enjoyed watching. I will probably pick this up. Like I said, to this commenter that suggested the Ottoman mod, I do want to do that, but probably not going to do that until next weekend. But yeah, anyways, that's it. See you guys.